we take up this session to talk of what the wording of that letter can be. So as far as having written the address and the name of the address of the person I'm addressing the letter to, thereafter followed by salutation and subject, I can come to the body. First, before that, we come to the subject. So I mention the amount and mention the account number and mention the debit or the credit card number, and mention also the fact that the cash was not dispensed despite there being sufficient balance. So rupees these many debited from the savings bank account number 123450 using Syndicate Bank debit card number this account, but cash not dispensed despite sufficient balance. Now this is actually a head and heading or the title of the letter. So it can be an incomplete sentence and it can be a phrase, alright, so not necessarily a sentence. So look at this part: using Syndicate Bank debit card number this account, but cash not dispensed. So this is broken sentence. I can make use of this liberty in writing the subject. However, the subject must be clear. The fact remains that it must be clearly understood. In fact, it is the subject of the letter that the official would be more interested in. He might not read the body of the letter. So every important particular has to be included in the subject. Rupees 5,000 only, in words and in numerals, rupees 5,000 debited from the savings bank account number this using Syndicate Bank debit card number this account, but cash not dispensed despite sufficient balance. So this particular subject is complete in itself. I don't need to read further. That is, the official doesn't need to read any further, because all the important details are there inside the letter. So I can either begin, this is to bring to your kind notice the following facts, or I can straight away number even the first paragraph. I can begin numbering the first paragraph also. So you see, avail is one important word. Avail oneself is one important phrase that I have used here. Avail oneself. This is an important phrase in this kind of situation that you may use. Then this is the phrase that stands out in the first paragraph. Then every important detail: when this particular incident took place, where this particular incident took place, and at what time this particular incident took place has to be mentioned. Thereafter, the exact description, the second paragraph actually describes the exact happening, because the officials should be in the know as to what actually happened. So the second paragraph in this particular case describes what had happened. And in the third, a simple request. The tone of the letter is that of a request, and it has been worded in the manner you can word it in any other fashion. So the letter reads: I, the undersigned, availed myself of my debit card number this to withdraw rupees this amount from my savings bank account number this from the ATM facility of PNB Jharkhand branch, Rajpur Road, Dehradun, on the date and the time. This is important. However, these particular facts will be with the bank people also once you supply these particular details regarding your debit card number and account number. After the second paragraph, after the entire processing and the customary time that the ATM usually takes, the operating system of this ATM unexpectedly shut down, ejecting the debit card without dispensing any cash despite sufficient balance in the savings bank account mentioned above. The third point, says if you could look into the glitch. Now glitch, anomaly, you could have used the word anomaly. I could have used the word anomaly. ANAMOLY. When a machine malfunctions, it doesn't execute a particular command in the manner it should. It's a glitch. So I have used, although this is an informal, I should have used the word anomaly. I purposely used a glitch considering that the bank official might not understand. That was my ignorance. Anyway, if you could look into the glitch or anomaly, I could use any one of these words and resolve the issue so that the amount debited from my savings bank account is credited to my account at the earliest. I could have put a comma here and wrote, I would be highly obliged, but I did not do that. I could have written, I would be highly obliged. After the word earliest, I could have put a comma and written, I would be highly obliged, but I did not do that. Considering the fact that the information that's understood. If you begin, if you could, that means you are making a request, and thereafter you have the subscription. I could have used yours faithfully. Also, it is advised that you use complete subscription, yours faithfully or yours sincerely, as the case is. And we know where to use yours faithfully and yours sincerely. If we begin the salutation, had I begin the salutation, dear Mr. Bhardwaj, for example,